Today was such an incredible day. I mean, we talked about so many topics. We started talking about growth organizations. We talked about fraud. We talked about cross-device and MTA, incrementality. We talked about fundamentals and going beyond the fundamentals. We've seen some really cool things in creatives. We've seen some awesome tech stacks people built. Just blown away with the kind of sophistication there is in the room. And one thing we've asked ourselves in Singular, I mean, everything we talked about is kind of the path that you, the customers, have led us all these years to develop on. And it makes a lot of sense. These are the things we deal with. But one thing we've been asking ourselves is, what is the future? What's the next thing that will help marketers become a lot smarter? And for us, the answer was kind of obvious. We're going to abuse that word by now, but obviously the future is intelligence. And to kind of clarify what that means, the way we see intelligence is the ability to uncover insights from data to drive better decision making. And we're not just talking about any kind of data, we're talking about trying to use large sort of cross-industry data sets to try and make better decisions. And I'll give you some examples for questions I'm sure you're asking yourself today. For example, how much more can I extract out of my creatives? Should I spend time optimizing that? Am I doing good enough? What's a reasonable conversion rate? Or am I stacking well within my channel? What channels should I be testing? Or what should I do next, right? I've heard multiple people actually tell me that all these platforms kind of throw data at you, but they don't really tell you what you need to do next. And so I think that's going to change. I think we even talked about it last year in UNIFY in sort of a glimpse, and we said that the future is going to be such where platforms like ours and any sort of marketing analytics, marketing technology platform will not just be measured by how great it connects and makes the data clean and automates that, but you'll also measure it by how successful it makes you and how proactive the platform can be. And so I'm really excited today to announce a new product. We call that Singular Benchmarks. And essentially, this is a really beautiful addition to the Singular product suite. And what Singular Benchmarks help you do is basically leverage data assets we've been collecting for pretty much the last 5 years to help you make better decisions informed of data. And this concept is so powerful that there's probably a million use cases you can use it for. And I'm just going to take a few examples to give you, just to kind of touch the beginning of the potential of that product. And so imagine that you could utilize data to discover channels that would align with your goals when you're doing planning, or that you can understand performance trends. Let's say that your ROI drops all of a sudden in a specific campaign. It's not always your fault. There's a larger ecosystem you're part of, and being able to understand that data would be really helpful. Maybe you want to decide, what should I optimize first? I mean, we had multiple sessions where we talked about optimize creatives. I'm sure we talked about optimizing campaigns. We talked about publishers. And basically, using this data, you can understand where's my biggest upside? Where should I invest my time first? And lastly, thinking about your planning, if you could understand, based on our product, what would be the best strategy for your business? How should you plan the next months ahead? How should you plan the next launch? That would be incredibly powerful. And so we're really excited to announce this. This is something we're going to be releasing in the next few months. This is in active development. We've already launched some initial iterations with customers. We showed it up in some QBRs, and anyone who's a customer is interested in learning more, please come and talk to us. We'll be happy to share that. But I just think it's a very powerful addition to our product suite. So we'll make sure we talk about it a lot more in the upcoming months. And so that pretty much concludes the session. I promised a short session, and here I am fulfilling my promises. I just want to say one last word. I'm really proud with being part of this community. I'm looking at this conference. I'm looking at the kind of content people talk about. I'm looking at the sophistication we came to as an industry, and I'm just blown away. It's probably, for me, it's kind of a dream of seeing technology and data and marketing coming together. Maybe it's a geeky dream, but it is some sort of a dream. And I'm really proud to be part of this industry. And I think we should all be proud. I think there's so many amazing brands in the room and so many smart people building really innovative technologies. And I wish that we'll keep expanding as a community. I'd love to see UNIFY stay intimate, but also contain more new faces and more people coming in. And so with that, I'd like to thank you all for today. We'll have Susan coming up in a second for some closing remarks, but hopefully the beer is still cold. Thank you, guys.
I can promise you the beer will still be cold because I'm one of those who likes a chilled drink on a very, very hot summer day. On Gadi's note, I couldn't be more personally thrilled about the launch of Benchmarks and Insights. If you think about where we were at a business about 5 years ago, even though it seems like a natural progression, probably for most of you, in terms of a natural area of expansion for us as a company, the reality is that Benchmarks is really where the vision has always been since day one of the company, is really how do we empower marketers to do more on top of their data. But really building to where we are today required the core foundation to be built. So really the first 4 years of our business was doing that. It was really all about coming back to unifying the data, making sure that it's centralized in one place, enriching that data over time. That's a pretty big challenge in itself. And why did we do that? We did that because we believe that if everything was an essential source of truth, there was a lot more that marketers can do on top of that data. And that is what we call the intelligence and recommendation layer. This is just really one of a snapshot in terms of what Gadi showed you today is really just a quick sneak peek of what this product will do. We look forward to sharing more with you in the months to come. And I would say that, the industry in its whole, I think we're about to experience a pretty exciting transformation. We're really looking forward to this journey. We have some of the best marketers working with us alongside in that journey. And we hope more can actually come together in collaborating for us to realize this vision together. I hope you had an amazing time today. The day is actually still very young, so I need to go through the night's agenda for you. Immediately following this, not only cold drinks, but be sure to pick up your UNIFY care kits that's brought to you by Gadi. It's right over here. They have a super cute little package there for you. I'm actually looking forward to getting one myself. Followed promptly by happy hour, which will take place at the Hotel Bellagio pool, brought to you by Ad Colony. And then last but not least is going to be our party under the stars. It's going to be an amazing Moroccan-themed inspired dinner, live music, cocktails, the whole 9 yards. Be sure to wear your colorful clothing. Unlike last year, this is going to be a colorful one. So we're looking forward to the to see some interesting outfits there. And then last but not least, we're going to top off the night with a after-hours party sponsored by Tapjoy. So the night is young. Get ready for it. I look forward to spending time with each and every one of you. Thank you all for coming here today. Thank you for our amazing events team, which made this happen. I have to share some embarrassing stories later on, but I know we all want to go out and get some cocktails right now. Thank you, everyone.